so the first part that we're going to write today is the summary, and we are going to do this as a timed piece together, and we're going to submit it pretty much straight away because it's 150 words. That's like a few sentences. So the first thing that you need to meet in your summary is tell us what topic you chose to research. So you literally state your research question. So you might use one of the possible sentence starters I've suggested here, or you might use your own. If I was doing this, I would be writing my research project was based on exploring the topic, to what extent should underwater knitting be a part of the Olympics. Okay, and what we're going to do for the checkpoints is you're going to submit your work on this document. You're then going to submit it to Sector at each of the checkpoints. Now, this first thing is you've only got 150 words, so it's literally what was your topic, put it in. The next one is how did you do your research? So you want to explain the types of things you did. So my research consisted of a variety of qualitative sources such as blah 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 and cross comparison with quantitative sources such as yada yada, and then you might spend a couple of sentences working through this. The last bit is what was your outcome and how did you present your information. So you might say my outcome was presented as a PowerPoint that evaluated the pros and cons of the Olympics and underwater knitting. The last bit is probably the bit that you will spend the most words on, and this is what was the answer to your question. So overall, I showed that pros are this and the cons are this, and as such, it was recommended. Okay, so it's very straightforward. 150 words is barely any sentences, so it's really just an opportunity for you to really give the marker an overview of the work you've done so far. So this is just an example on the SACE board of a review. You can see in the summary that it's literally pretty straightforward. We've got, the question I decided to research was, and that's just, the question, this person did taxidermy. And then you've got, a little bit of explanation of why they did it. Nah, whatever, we don't really care. You can talk about it if it's relevant. If you're just saying I chose underwater knitting because I like it, well, that's not that big a deal. If you chose underwater knitting because it was your future career, or you'd seen it affecting a lot of people in your life or something like that, then sure, but only if it's got like a really clear purpose to it. Then you can see they talk through the research they did and how they presented it, and then what they found out. And so you'll see that they go through their focus questions as well as their key question, and that's where you'll beef out your word count, because we're going to start big picture on the outcome. Overall I proved this, and then what did I look at in each of my questions. So that's pretty much the summary. To have a look at another sample, we've got another one just opening. And you can see here, this student did a surfboard, and they looked at researching different types of designs, and they've talked a little bit about how they were ethical and how they presented it. Very straightforward. So you could use any of these samples as a guide if you wanted to. They were both written reports, so I'm just going to show you a quick example of the SACE board's PowerPoint. You can see this student did a PowerPoint with audio, and then you can see that they had some notes that accompanied that they put underneath. And if we press